Hello everybody, how are you? Today we will review of questions about these questions about complete or choose the correct answer, final revision, secondary 1, math second term. Okay, question number 1. Look at with me here about this example. The equation of straight line in which path through the point 2 by the 2 points 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is, he asked about the equation. We know the equation about any example or any straight line passing through 2 points. We can write y equal mx plus constant. Okay, m refers to the slope, so we can find the slope equal y2 minus y1 over x2 over x2 minus x1. Okay, we can write the slope here about this point. Look at here, 4 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. 4 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. The result will be equal 1. 2 here in numerator and numerator, 2 divided by 2 equal 1. So the slope will be equal 1. And then we can put 1 here. So the relation about y and c, y will be x plus constant. Put 1 here in m. So y equal 1x plus c. To find the constant, put any point 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 as you like, such that the point 1 and 2 belong to straight line. Then we can put in the example y equal 2 and x equal 1. 2 here, let y equal 2 and x equal 1, then the constant will be equal 1. Okay, you can write the equation about straight line. Y equal here mx plus constant. M was 1 and the constant 1, so the straight line will be y equal mx plus 1. The slope was 1 times x plus 1. It's the relation about y and x. Okay, you can write the result y minus x equal 1. We moved x from right hand side to left hand side and change the sign here, so the equation will be 1 y minus x equal 1. Choose letter B. Question number 2. The general equation of the straight line which pass through the point 2 and 2 and whose slope is 2 is space. In this example we can solve such that question number 1. We know y equal mx plus constant. M refers to the slope. He give us in the example the slope was 2 and he passing through the point 2 and 2, so you can write y equal 2x plus c, and 2 and 2 belong to straight line L. Then let y equal 2 and and x equal 2. 2 times 2 equal 4. 4 plus constant, then constant will be 2 subtract by 4. C will be negative 2. It's the constant. Okay, we get the constant here negative 2, so you can write the equation here about y and acceleration about y and x. Y equal 2x minus 2. Okay, choose what? We can move 2x from right hand side to left hand side and change the sign here. It will be y minus 2x equal what? Y minus 2x equal negative 2, or 2x minus y minus 2 equals 0. Okay, the result will be y equal 2x minus 2, or you can move y from left hand side to right hand side and change the sign. Then we can write 2x minus y minus 2 equals 0. Choose. The result will be what? Look at with me here, 2x minus y minus 2 equals 0. Choose letter C about question number 2. Question number 3. The equation of the straight line which passes through the point 2 and 0 and its slope is 2 over 3 is. He give us in the example passing through the point number 3, straight line passing through the point 2 and 0, and the slope will be equal 2/3. Okay, you can convert this equation by the vector r equal the point was here 2 and 0 plus t multiplication by 2/3. It's a slope, it's meaning y over x, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is the slope. So you can convert this slope to vector here and change 2/3, it's meaning y delta y over delta x. Okay, we know any point x and y, so you can write here what 3 and 2. Understood? To write the equation of straight line by the vector r, you must write the point first here plus t, the constant, multiplication by the u, the vector u. Okay, it will be 3 and 2. Okay, again vector r equal 2 and 0, the point, we must write the point first, plus constant t multiplication by the vector u. Vector u, it's meaning the difference between y2 and y1 over the difference between x2 and x1. It's refers to slope. Slope, we can divide it y over x, in this point x and y, so we must write here x in the first and y in the second. Understood, my students? In an example, if you have the slope, you must find the vector u by write denominator in the first and numerator in the second. Understood? Okay, so you must choose the letter. Question number 3, choose letter P, 2 and 0 plus t multiplication by 3 and 2. Okay, it's the result. Question number 4, the equation of the straight line which passes through the point 2 and 3 and makes with the positive direction of axis and an angle measure 135. You can find the slope about this example. Tan 135. Tan 135 equal -1. Okay, question number 4. Okay, I will solve it here. He asked about the equation about straight line by write the vector r. Okay, first we can find the slope will be what? He give us the point. Look at here, he gives the point 2 and 3. You can write the slope by divided delta y over delta x, 3/2. Okay, so the slope will be what? Here 2/3, it's meaning x and y, and we must find y over x, 3/2. Okay, the slope will be 3/2 in question number 4. Okay, my students, the slope will be what? 3/2. And he asked about what? Asked about r. We can write here r equal the point plus t multiplication by vector u. Okay, again, reading with me again. The equation of the straight line which passes through the point give us the point. Is this a point? Sorry, it's a point. Okay, 2 and 3. It's a point. Again, my students, question number 4, he give us the point 2 and 3. The straight line passing through the point 2 and 3 and makes with positive direction. About x-axis angle is measure 135. We can find the slope. Tan 135 equal -1. So the slope will be tan 135 equal -1. -1, it's meaning -1/1. -1/1, it's meaning what? It's meaning y over x. So we must write here negative 1 over 1. Okay, or you can write vector u 1 and negative 1, or you can write negative 1 and 1. Okay, you can write 1 and negative 1 or negative 1 and 1 in this direction. 1 and negative 1 or negative 1 and 1. Okay, understood? This is a point here, 2 and 3, and the slope was negative 1 and 1. Look at with me about the result here, about question letter C. The result will be negative 2 and 2. Negative 2 and 2, yes, we can write negative 1 and 1. Or we can write negative 2 and 2, because negative 2 over 2 equal negative 1. Okay, I will explain this example again. Okay, pay attention with me. I will explain this example again. Number 4, I will explain it again. Okay, pay attention with me. He give us a straight line passing through the point here. Question number 4, passing through the point what? Passing through point 2 and 3, and the slope will be tan 135. Okay, because the straight line passing through the point 2 and 3 and make with positive axis, about x-axis, 135, then the slope will be tan 135 equal negative 1. This is the slope. Okay, the slope about this example, and we have the point. So you can write equation about vector r will be equal the point 2 and 3 plus the constant k or t multiplication by the vector u. Vector u here, it will be negative 1 over 1, or we can write it what? 1 and negative 1. But in this choose, look at here about letter A and B and C, we haven't the slope negative 1 and 1 or 1 and negative 1. You can write negative 2 and 2 or negative 3 and 3. Okay, because if you divide x-axis here about y-axis to find the slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, you will get the result will be negative 1. So the slope will be negative 1. Okay, then in this example you can write negative 1 and 1 or negative 2 and 2 or negative 3 and 3 as you like. Okay, understood? But you must know the slope will be tan 135. It will be negative 1 and negative 1. To convert it to the vector u, you must write parenthesis here the order about negative 1 over 1. It's meaning y over negative 1 over 1, or we can write negative 1 and 1. You can replace it here because negative 1 it's meaning negative 1 over 1 or 1 over negative 1, and the slope equal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's reverse to what? It's reverse to delta y over delta x. Delta y, y dash here, and x. Understood, my students? Question number 4. Okay, question number 5. The parameter of the equation of the straight line which pass through the point 2 and 3, passing through point 2 and 3, and its direction vector 4 and 1. Number 5, we can write the direction r will be equal 2 and 3, this is the point, plus constant k multiplication 4 and y, and we can write two factors here about this equation. He asked about the parameter equation. We can write two equation about parameter equation here. X equal 2 plus 4k and y equal 3 plus 1k. Okay, he asked about parametric equation. It's parametric equation. Again, he give us in the example the point straight line passing through the point 2 and 3, and its direction vector, it's meaning vector u here equal 4 and 1. Then you can write the vector r equal 2 and 3 is the point, and the constant k multiplication by direction about vector u, and the parametric equation, it will be x equal 2 plus 4k and y equal 3 plus 1k. Question number 6. Okay, in this example you must choose what? X equal 2 plus 4k and y equal 3 plus k. Result here, choose letter A. Look at next question, question number 6. The equation of the straight line which parallel to x-axis and passes through the point 2 and 3 is. Look at this word, parallel to x-axis, it's meaning y equal. Okay, parallel to x-axis, it's meaning y equal 3. Okay, the result will be y equal 3 about question number 6. The equation of the straight line which is parallel to x-axis and passes through the point 2 and 3 is y equal 3. Question number 7. The equation of the straight line in which perpendicular to x-axis passes through the point and 3. Look at this word, perpendicular to x-axis, it's meaning parallel to y-axis. Okay, parallel to y-axis, it's meaning slope undefined. The slope will be undefined, it's meaning what? Undefined, it's meaning 1 over 0. 1 over 0, okay? Where 1 and 0? 1 and 0 here. Okay, understood? Explain it again. Look at this word. It tells you the equation of straight line which perpendicular to x-axis. Perpendicular to x-axis, it's meaning parallel to y dash or parallel to y-axis. The slope will be undefined. Undefined, it's meaning 1 over 0. 1 over 0 here in this choose number 1, A or B or C or D. We must choose B because the slope here 1 over 0 undefined. Question 8. The equation of the straight line which passes through the intersection point of the straight line x plus y equal 3 and 2x plus y equal 5 and perpendicular to the line whose equation y equal x plus 1 is. Okay, look at with me. He tell you in this example two straight line intersection at one point. Two straight lines intersection at point. Here the equation of straight line passes through the intersection of the two straight line x plus y equal 3. It's a first equation, and second equation here 2x plus y equal 5. We can get the intersection point of two straight line by solving two equations with us. We can solve this equation, multiplication by -1, second equation, and A is the result about equation number 2, equation number 1 with us. Okay, the result will be here -2x minus y equal -5, and we can add two equation with us here, x minus 2x, it will be -x, and y plus -y equals 0, equal 3 plus -5 equal -2, then x will be equal 2. When x equal 2, you can find y. Put here 2 plus y equal 3, then y will be equal 1. Then y will be equal 1. Then the point will be 2 and 1. Okay, the intersection about two straight line. 2 and 1, the point about intersection about two straight line, 2 and 1. Okay, okay, and he tell you here the straight line perpendicular to y-axis. Perpendicular to y-axis, it's meaning what? Perpendicular to y-axis, it's meaning parallel to x-axis. Look at here, this is a straight line perpendicular to y-axis. We have here y-axis, y and y dash. Okay, and this point about y dash, this straight line perpendicular to y-axis. Okay, this will be parallel to x dash. So the straight line will be parallel to y, parallel to x dash. Again, in this example, he asked you about what? About the equation of the straight line which passes through the point, about intersection, about two equation and perpendicular to y dash. This straight line perpendicular to y dash, its meaning this straight line will parallel to x dash. Parallel to x dash, its meaning the slope will be what? Slope will be parallel to x dash, its meaning what? The slope about this straight line will be equal 0. The slope will be equal what? Equal 0, because the straight line parallel to x-axis. Okay, this is question number 9. Okay, my students, I solve now number 9. But in the next step, I will solve question number 8. Okay, this is question number 9. Again, in this example, the two straight line intersection at a point 2 and 1. Look at question 9 and the question 9 and 8. It's like about two equations. So the two equations will be intersection at the point 2 and 1. About question number 8 and the question number 9. Okay, but in question number 9, and solve it first. Okay, he told us here this straight line passing through point 2 and 1 and perpendicular to y dash. It's meaning cut off y dash at the point 0 and what? 0 and 2. So the equation will be y equal 2. The equation will be y equal to here. Okay, it's about question number 9. It choose letter A. And what about question 8? Question 8 here, he tell you the equation of straight line which passes through the intersection of two straight line x plus y equal 5, x plus y equal 3. Here, sorry, x plus y equal 3 and 2x plus y equal 5. Two straight line here, such that two straight line in question number 9. So the two straight line will be intersection at the point 2 and 1. But in this example, in question 8, he tell us the straight line perpendicular to a line whose equation is y equal x plus 1. Okay, I will draw another straight line here to understand. Okay, my students, but you must know the two equation will be intersection at the point 2 and 1 in question number 9 and question number 8. The result about question number 9 will be 8 equal to, but I will now solve the question number 8. He tell us a straight line which passes through the intersection about 2 point at the point 2 and 1. It will be what? Perpendicular to the line whose equation y equal x plus 1. It's meaning you can find the slope about the straight line here. It will be coefficient about x, it will be 1. And the slope about the straight line you want to find it will be the inverse about slope about the first equation here, and change the sign. Okay, my students, we have two straight line intersection at the point 2 and 1. It's question number 8. Okay, and the straight line was perpendicular to another straight line, and the equation about third straight line y equal x plus 1. Okay, you want to find the equation about straight line here. We have the point 2 and 1, but we haven't the slope. We must find the slope. You can find the slope about straight line here by find the slope about L2, and here we have L1. We know L1 perpendicular to L2, so the slope about L1 multiplication about L2, it will be equal what? It will be equal -1. L1 perpendicular to L2, it's meaning slope 1 multiplication slope 2 equal -1. In this example, we have straight line y equal x plus 1. You can find the straight line slope about straight line here, coefficient of x. So the slope about straight line 2, it will be equal 1. Slope 2 here equal 1. Then the slope 1 about straight line, you want to find the equation about it, it will be inverse about 1, and change the sign, or 1 multiplication by what equal -1. 1 multiplication by -1 equal -1. Okay, so the slope will be -1. Then we have the point and the slope. You have point and the slope about straight line. So you can write the equation about this straight line. You can write this equation L such that y equal mx plus constant. M versus 2 the slope, okay? Then y will be equal, the slope here equal -1. -1 times x, it will be -x plus constant. You can find the constant in this example by put the point, because the straight line here passing through the point 2 and 1. Because this straight line passing through the point 2 and 1, you can find the constant. Put y equal 1 and x equal 2 in this equation to find the constant, okay? Put here the point 2 and 1 in this straight line. Put x equal 2 and y equal 1, okay? Put y equal 1 and x equal 2. It will be -2 plus constant. And then you can move -2 from right hand side to left hand side and change the sign. Then the constant will be 1 plus -2. 1 plus -2, it will 3. So the constant will be 3. Then the equation will be what? Y equal -x plus 3. Okay, it's the result about question number 8. Okay, question number 8. The result will be y equal -x plus 3. Oh, here look at question number 1 here. We can move. You can move -x and positive 3 to left hand side, because he write the equation in another form, okay? You can move the -x and 3 to left hand side. Then you can write here y plus x minus 3 equal 0. It's the result, okay, my students? But question number 9, I tell you from 2 minutes, it will be y equal 2. Y equal 2 about question number 9. Question number 10, he give us again two straight line here, such that question 8 and 9. But in question 9, he told us the straight line perpendicular to y-axis. In this example now, I will solve question number 10. The equation of the straight line which passes through the intersection of point about two straight line and passes through the original point. He asked about the equation of straight line which passes through the point about intersection about two straight line. We get the point 2 and 1. You remember that? I will solve this from 2 minutes ago. The intersection about two straight line will be 2 and 1, because question 9 and 8 and 10 such that he give us the same equations. The intersection about them equal 2 and 1, okay? He want to find the equation about straight line which passes through the point 2 and 1 and the original point 0 and 0. You can find the equation by write the rule. We can find the slope here will be y2 minus 1 over x2 minus x1. It will be 1 minus 0 over 2 minus 0. It will be half. So the slope will be half, okay? And then you can find the equation. Let y equal mx plus constant. And then y will be equal half x plus constant, right? Here, the slope half, and put the point to find the slope, okay? Look here, right, half x plus constant, and put the point 2 and 1 or 0 and 0 as the like. What's by passing through the point 0 and 0, so the constant will be 0. So the equation y will be equal half of x, because the straight line passing through the original point, then the constant will be equal 0. Okay, my students? Or you can put the point 2 and 1 in this straight line and find the constant. The constant will be equal 0 in the two steps, okay? Understood? About two conditions, the result will be constant equal 0. Now you must choose what y equal half of x. We have in this number in this choose, but you can multiplication by 2 from left hand side and right hand side. It will be 2y equal x. 2y equal x, we can write it 2y subtract by x equals 0. The equation will be 2y subtract by x equals 0. Okay, my students? You must choose what? Choose letter C about this question. Question 11, the equation of the straight line in which intercepts from two axes y and x, two axes x and y two negative parts of length 3 and 2 units respectively. Okay. You can write the equation y over the part of y of intersection and x in the numerator equal 1. Do you remember this equation? X over a plus y over b equal 1. A and b, it refers to two parts about intersection about x and y. But in this example, he tells us the part about y will be negative. So be here, it will be negative 2, and x about what? And x will be 2. 2 here and here, 3 and 2? Yes, 3 and negative 2. Look at here this word, 3 and 2. But 3 positive and 2 negative. Or the same again كده, reading with me. The equation of the straight line in which intercepted from the two axes x and y negative. Okay, so we can draw another shape here, or to coordinate here x and y, and it will be intersection negative part about x and negative part of y here, such that here intersection about x 2 and y 3, or 3 or 2, 3 and 2, 3 part here and 2 part here. The equation will be what? X over negative 3 plus y over negative 2, it will be equal 1. You can simplify this equation by multiplication by 6 or negative 6 to cancel the denominator about first fraction and second fraction. We must cancel negative 3 and negative 2. The least common multiplication between them equal 6. And you can write negative 6 to cancel the sign. And 6 divided by 3 equal 2, 2 times x. And 6 divided by 2 equal 3, 3 times y equal 3y. Negative 6 times 1 equal negative 6. So the equation will be 2x plus 3y equal negative 6. Where it shows about what? 2y plus 3x. No. 2y. No. 3y plus 2x equal negative 6. Okay. Pay attention with me, my students, okay? Question number 12. The angle between two straight line whose equation y minus root 3x equal 1 and x minus root 3y plus 1 equals 0 equal space. We can find the slope by using the rule tan theta equal m1 minus m2 over 1 plus m1 multiplication m2 in the absolute value. Okay, because he asked about the acute angle between two straight line. Okay, we can find the slope about y subtract root 3 x equal 1. The slope will be what? Negative coefficient about x over coefficient of y. It will be root 3 over 1. It will be root 3. Slope 1 equal root 3. Negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. Okay, and what about second equation? Here, x subtract root 3 y plus 1 equals 0. Slope 2. Negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. It will be negative 1 over negative root 3. It will be 1 over root 3. It's slope number 2. We have slope 1, root 3, and slope 2, 1 over root 3. Then you can write the rule here. Tan theta will be root 3, slope 1 subtract slope 2, over 1 plus slope 1 multiplication by root 3, second root here. Okay, understood the rule? Slope 1 subtract slope 2 over 1 plus slope 1 multiplication slope 2. The result will be here what? We can cancel the result. Then tan theta will be in numerator 1 and numerator root 3 subtract 1 over root 3. It will be 1 over root 3. Tan theta will be 1 over root 3. Then the result will be what? Ask yourself, tan theta equal 1 over root 3. The theta will be 30 degree, because tan 30 equal 1 over root 3. Choose 30. Letter B, Question 13. The angle between two straight line. Again, the angle between the straight line x minus y equal 1 and the x-axis is, he asked about what the angle between straight line and this x-axis. Look at here, the slope will be what? Slope about this example, negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y, it will be 1. So this the slope here about first will be what? Will be 1. Ask yourself, 10 space equal 1, 10, 45. Okay, so the result will be 45 about this example. Again, question 13. Straight line x minus y equal 1. So the slope will be negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y, it will be equal 1. You know, tan theta equal 1, then theta will be 45 degree. So the result will be 45 degree. Okay. Question number 14. The angle between the straight line y equal root 3x plus 3 and y axis equal. You can find the slope about this equation to find the angle between the straight line and x-axis, and then you can subtract it by 90. Look at here about this shape. If you get to find the angle about y-axis, you can find the angle in y-axis. Okay, look at here. If this angle obtuse, you must subtract by 90, you get this angle. But this angle, if you get the angle will be acute, you can subtract by 90 degree to find the angle between the straight line and y-axis. Okay, look at here. He give us y equal root 3 x plus 3. Okay, then you can find the slope. It will be root 3 coefficient of x. Then you can write tan theta equal root 3, then theta will be equal 60. So the straight line make this angle with x dash. So the angle will be 30 degree about y dash, 30 degree. So you must choose 30 degree because he asked you about the angle between straight line y and the y-axis. If he change this axis, y-axis, to be x-axis, such that question 13, you will write 60. But he asked about the angle between straight line and y-axis. And y-axis, it's meaning what? 90 subtracted by 60, it will be 30 degree. Understood? Choose letter B. Question 15. The angle between the straight line whose slope 3 and negative 1 over 3 equal. If you find the multiplication about slope 1 and slope 2 and the result will be negative 1, then the slope 1 and the slope 2 multiplication between them equal negative 1, it's meaning straight line 1 and straight line 2 will be perpendicular and the angle between them will be 90 degree. Okay, if you find the multiplication about 3 and 1 negative 1 over 3, the multiplication between them it will be negative 1. Then slope 1 multiplication slope 2 equal negative 1, it's meaning L1 perpendicular to L2 straight line 1 and L slope and straight line 2 it will be perpendicular. Then L1 perpendicular to L2, it's meaning the angle between them equal 90 degree. He asked about what? Angle about two straight lines, angle between them equal 90 degree. Question 16. The perpendicular distance between the point 3 and negative 4 and the x-axis equal space units. If we asked about the perpendicular distance between the point 3 and negative 4 and x-axis, we must find the absolute value about y here. Okay, the result will be what? Will be 4. Understood or not? This famous question. Again, the perpendicular distance, I will see it here to know all the steps. Okay, look at here. The two coordinate here, x dash and y dash. We have the point 3 and negative 4 here. He asked the perpendicular distance between the point and x-axis x-axis here, this what? This is perpendicular here, parallel to this distance, and this distance will be what? Will be 4. The absolute value about -4 here, it will be 4. So if he asked you the perpendicular distance between point and x-axis, you must find the absolute value about y in the order. He gave us the order x and y, 3 and -4. So the perpendicular distance will be absolute value about -4, it will be 4. But if he asked you about the perpendicular distance between the point 3 and -4 and y-axis, you must find the absolute value between x-axis here, where the absolute value about 3, it will be 3. Okay, if we change x-axis to y-axis, you must find the absolute value about x-axis, or must change y will be x or x will be y. Change the word. He give here. So in this example, you must choose 4. Okay, understood? Here, question 17. I tell you from 1 minute about this question. The perpendicular between the point 1 and 2 and y-axis, it will be the absolute value about x. It will be equal 1. It will be equal 1. Understood? Understood this point? 1 and 2 here. 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2. He asked about perpendicular about y-axis. It will be equal a 1. We have the point 1 and 2. 1 and 2. The absolute value about x-axis, the point here 1 and 2. He asked about the perpendicular distance between the point 1 and 2 and the y-axis. Y-axis, it's meaning absolute value about x. It will be equal 1. But in question 16, he asked about the perpendicular distance between the point 3 and -4 and x-axis. I will get the absolute value about y. Okay. Question 18. Okay, this example 17. Choose one. Okay. Choose one. Question 18 is the perpendicular distance between two lines x plus 2 equals 0 and y minus 4 equals 0 equal. We can find the distance between them by drawing two straight lines. Look at here. We have y plus 2 equals 0. Then y will be equal -2. And we have here y minus 4 equals 0. It's meaning y equal 4. If you draw the two straight line first, y equal -2, it's meaning this straight line cut x-axis at the point 0 and -2, and y equal 4. Again, y equal -2, y equal -2. Again, I will draw it again here. Sorry, I will draw it again. I will draw this if he give us x equal -2, but he tell you y equal -2. Sorry, y equal -2. I will draw how we must draw straight line here, cut y dash at the point here y equal -2. Here it will be 0 and -2, and here y equal 4. This straight line and this straight line y equal -2. The distance between them 4 plus 2 equals 6. Okay, the distance between two straight line y equal -2 here and y equal 4, it will be 6. 6 length units. The result will be 6 length unit. Understood this step? Okay, 6. Question 19, the perpendicular distance between the point 1 and 1 and the straight line 3y plus 4x plus 13 equals 0 is. We can find the perpendicular length distance between the point by using the rule. We can write here L. Okay, and absolute value here inside it the square root. Okay, square root here. We have the point 1 and 1. Let in this equation 3y plus 4x plus 13 equals 0. Put 1 here in x and 1 in y and add them. 3 times 1 plus 4 multiply 1 plus 13 over square root about coefficient about x and y. 3 power 2 plus 4 power 2. Then L will be 3 plus 4 plus 13 over 9 plus 16, 25, square root about 25 equal 5. And here 3 plus 4, 7 plus 13 equal 20. 20 divided by 5 equal 4. It will be 4 lanes unit. The result will be 4 lanes unit. Okay, the result will be 4 lanes unit. You choose letter C. Question 20. The perpendicular distance between the point 0 and -3, the straight line R equal 0 and 3 plus t multiplication -2 and 2 equal space length unit. Question 20. We want to find the perpendicular distance between point 0 and -3, and straight line here R equal 0 and 3 plus t multiplication by -2 and 2. Okay, first we must find the slope. Slope will be -3. Here in question 20 we can find here slope here 2 divided -2. Okay, the slope will be 2 divided by -2, delta y over delta x. 2 divided by -2, it will be -1. Okay, the slope will be -1. Okay, then you can write the slope will be y equal mx plus constant, and then y will be -x plus constant, and we have the point 0 and -3. We can put the point here to find the constant. Put x equal 0 and y equal -3 in this example. Then constant will be equal -3. Then the constant will be equal -3. So you can write y equal -x plus -3. It's meaning -3. It's the equation. You get the equation here, and you can find the length. But first step, you can convert or moving -x and -3 from left hand side to right hand side. Okay, to write the equation y plus x plus 3 equals 0. Then you can find the distance perpendicular between the point 0 and -3 and this equation. Put x equals 0 and y equal -3 in this equation. Put 0 here in the x, and -3 plus 3 equals 0. And we have the constant in the example. Here again, absolute value about x equals 0, x equals 0 and y equal -3. Okay, again my students, the straight line passing through the point 0 and 3, 0 and 3. Okay, and 0 and -3, we must find the distance between this point and the straight line. Sorry, the point which lies in the straight line 0 and 3. Okay, put 0 and 3 here to find the constant. Write 0, then y, write 0 here, then y will be 3. The constant will be equal 3. Again, put 0 here in x, put 0 here, then y equal constant. 3 here, then 3 equal constant. You must write 3 here. Then the equation will be y plus x -3. We must move -x to left hand side. It will be a positive, and the positive 3 will be moving. Again my students, again the slope will be 2 over -2. It will be equal -1. Okay, you will write y equal mx plus constant. Put the slope here -1, then y equal -x plus constant, and then we have 0 and 3. It's the point lies in the straight line. We can put the point here 0 and 3 in this straight line to find the constant. Put 0 here in x, and y equal 3. Then constant will be equal what? Constant will be equal 3. Put 3 here, then y equal -x plus 3, and move -x from right hand side to left hand side. It will be y plus x minus 3 equals 0. And then we want to find the distance between the point and the straight line. The point was 0 and -3. The point 0 and -3. we must find the distance between this point and the straight line. We will put x equals 0 in a straight line and y equal -3 and divided by square root about coefficient of x power 2, coefficient of y power 2. Here, coefficient of x equal 1, power 2 equal 1, and the coefficient about y equal 1, 1 power 2 equal 1. Put x equal 0 and y equal here -3, -3 plus -3 equal -6. Then the result will be 6 over root 2. 6 over root 2 multiplication root 2 about numerator and denominator. The result will be 6 root 2 over 2. It will be 3 root 2. The result will be 3 root 2. Length unit. Okay, my students? The result will be 3 length to root 2. 3 root 2 letter A. Okay. Question 21. The perpendicular distance between two lines is space. He won't find the perpendicular, or he asked about the perpendicular distance between two lines. We have two lines such that this shape or this shape. He asked about lines between them. To find the distance perpendicular or perpendicular distance between two lines, we must put point in the first, or find the point in the first, and get the distance about the rule. Rule we know. Write the point in the equation, put x and y, and we can divide it the square root about coefficient of x power 2, coefficient of y power 2, and ends of them. Okay, look at with me. This example, we have equation y plus x. He give us, look at here, I will write here, y plus x plus 2 equals 0. Okay, this equation. And another equation here, x plus y minus 4 equals 0. This question number 21. We must put x equals 0 in this equation. In equation y x plus 2 equals 0. Put in this equation x equals 0 here. Then y will be -2 because 0 plus y plus 2 equals 0. Then y will be equal -2. Okay, then the point which lies in this straight line will be 0 and -2. We want to find the distance between two straight line. We get here the point 0 and -2. Okay, you can write the equation about second straight line and then find the distance between this point, you get it, and the straight line. Okay, we can write L equal and write absolute value here and square root here. Again, we can find the distance between this point 0 and -2 and the second straight line x plus y minus 4 equals 0. Okay, my students? Understood? Okay, I will put x equals 0 and y equal -2 in this equation. Okay, in this equation. Put x equals 0 and y -2, -2 plus -4 equal -6, -2 minus 4. And 0 here about x. Coefficient of x power 2, it will be 1 power 2 equal 1, and the coefficient of y power 2 equal 1. The result will be -6 here in absolute value. It will be 6 over root 2. The result will be 3 root 2. It's like question 02, it's like question 20. Question 20 and 21, the same result. 3 root 2. Understood or not? Understood? Question 22, the coordinate of midpoint of line AB where A, 2, and 3 and B equals 6 and -5, we can add x plus x divided by 2 and y plus y divided by 2. 2 plus 6 equal 8 divided by 2 equal 4, and 3 plus -5, -2 divided by 2 equal -1. The result will be 4 and -1. Question 22 again. He asked about the coordinate about midpoint about A and B. We can add x plus x divided by 2, 2 plus 6 divided by 2, and y plus y divided by 2, 3 plus -5 divided by 2. The result will be 4 and -1. Question 23. the coordinate of the point of division vector AP, where A equal 2 and 1 and B equal 4 and 6 in the ratio 3 and 2 internally, okay? We can draw here straight line A and B. A was 1 and 2 and B was 4 and 6. He divided, look at this word, divided the vector AP internally, the ratio 3 and 2, okay? 3 and 2. We can write here 2 multiplication by 1. Look at here, 2 times 1 plus 3 times 4 over 3 plus 2. You know this step or not? Okay, look at with me about question 23. We can find the order about point which divisions the vector about the ratio 3 and 2 internally. It's very easy for you about rule, okay? Look at here again, 2 times 1 plus 3 times 4 over 3 plus 2, and again about what? Y. Here look at Y, 2 times 2 plus 3 times 6 over 3 plus 2. 2 times 1 equal 2 and 3 times 4 12. 12 plus 2 equal 14 over 5. Again 2 plus 12 14 over 5, and here 4 plus 18 22 divided by 5. 2 times 2 4 and 3 times 6 18. 18 plus 4 22 divided by 5. The result will be here 14 divided by 5 multiplication by 2 equal 28 divided by 10, 2.8, and here 4.4. Okay, we must write this result here. We must change this result, okay? It's true. 2.8 right here, 2.8 and 4.4. Again 2 times 1 plus 3 times 4. 2 times 1 equal 2. 3 times 4 12. 12 plus 2 14. 14 divided by 5 equal 2.8. Okay, it's true. Okay. Question 24. The coordinate of the point division the vector BA, look at here, BA, where A 1 and 2, B 4 and 6 in the ratio 3 and 2 internally. It's like question number 23. Okay, here beginning by B. Look at here, B and A transaction internally by the ratio 3 and 2. He give us 3 and 2 by BA. Okay, B here the order about coordinate about B 4 and 6, and coordinate about A 4 here 4 and 6, and A 1 and 2. We can find the order about division, the point about division straight line by the ratio 3 and 2 internally. We can write 2 times 4. Okay, 2 times 4 plus 3 times 1. 2 times 4 plus 3 times 1. Okay, again 2 times 4 plus 3 times 1 over 3 plus 2. And here about Y, 2 times 6 plus 3 times 2 over 3 plus 2. 2 times 4 8. 8 plus 3 equal 11. 11 divided by 5. And here 2 times 6 12. 12 and 2 times 3 6. 18 over 5. The result will be what? 11 divided by 5 equal 2.2, and 18 divided by 5 equal 3.6. Because he tell us in the example the division internally, but if he give us externally, we must write the negative between them. I will solve question 25 with you here. So question 24, the result is 2.2 and 3.6. Letter C. Question 25. The coordinate of the point division vector AB, where A 1 and 2 and B 4 and 6 in the ratio 3 and 2 externally. Externally about A and B. about the ratio 3 and 2 externally. Okay, question 24. He give us the order about A 1 and 2 and B 4 and 6, but tell us externally the ratio 3 and 2 from A to B. Okay, we can find the result. 2 multiplication by 1 subtract 3 multiplication by 4. Okay, look at with me about step. It's like the first question, but we must put negative here. Don't put plus, put negative. Okay, again 2 times 1 negative 3 times 4 over negative 3 plus 2. Okay, my students, and here we can write 2 times 2 subtract 3 times 6, negative 3 times 6. Okay, my students, externally we must put negative here. 2 times 2 and negative 3 times 6. Okay, divided by negative 3 plus 2. If he tell us in the example the division externally, we must write negative in the first. Okay, and write all steps such as that question 24 and 23. Okay, my students, and then 2 times 1 equal 2 and 3 times 4 equal 12 equal 2 minus 12 equal negative 10. Negative 10 over negative 1 equal 10. And here 2 times 2 4 and negative 3 times 6 equal negative 18. 4 minus 18 negative 14. Negative 14 divided by negative 1 equal 14. So the division will be 10 and 14. The result will be about 25. About question is 25. The result will be 10 and 40. Question 26. The point 2 and 2 divides the vector AB where 1 and 2, A and B 4 and 6 in the ratio space. Question 26. Point 2 and 2. 2 and 2 divided the vector AB and A was 1 and 2 and B 4 and 6. Okay, let here M1 and this M2. Okay, and using the rule to find the result, we can write here 2 and 2 equal. We can solve this here how M1 plus M2 in the numerator here and here, and M1 multiplication by 1 multiplication by M1 plus 4 multiplication M2. Okay, and here M2. Okay, look at here M2 now. I will explain it here again by biggest line to see. Okay, my students, right here by biggest line. Okay, to understood. First, look at me again about x here. It's x and y. M1 multiplication by 1 multiplication M1 plus M2 multiplication by 4. M2 multiplication by 4. Okay, it's about first coordinate over M1 plus M2, and second coordinate about M1 multiplication by y, 2M1, 2 multiplication M1, 2M1 plus 2 multiplication by M1, where here 2 multiplication M1, 2 multiplication M1 and 6 multiplication M2 plus 6 M2 over M1 plus M2. It will be equal to, and 2. You can write the ratio between M and 1, or you can find the ratio between M and 1 by using first projection with first projection or second projection with second projection, as you like. Okay, you can find first by first and solve the equation, or second by second, as you like. It's true. The result will be positive. If the result will be positive, so the divided will be internally, and if the result will be negative, it's meaning the divided will be externally. Okay, I will write first equal first. 1 multiplication m1 equal m1, and 4 m2 over m1 plus m2, and then simplify it, cross the product of extremes equal product of means about this example. Okay, it's very easy for you. Understood? Multiplication 1 times m1, it will be m1, plus 1 times 4 m2, it will be 4 m2. 2 times m1 equal to m1 plus 2 m2. m1 we can move from left hand side to right hand side, subtracted from 2 m1, it will be m1, and 2 m2 subtracted from 4 m2 equal to m2. Then the ratio you can write is the ratio about m1 and m2. m2 over m1 equal what? m2 multiplication by 2 and m1 equal 1. It will be internally. It will be what? Internally. So the ratio will be 1 to 2 internally. The ratio will be 1 2 internally. So it will be divided. The ratio m1 will be 2 and m2 1. So the ratio will be 2 by 1 internally, 2 to 1 internally. Question 27. If vector AB equal 2 and 3 and vector BC equal 1 and 1, then the absolute value about vector CA equal, or magnitude about the vector CA equal. Question 27. Look at with me about this example. Question 27. He give us the vector AB and the vector BC. If we add them, the result will be AC. We know the vector AC equal vector AB plus vector BC equal 3 and 4. He give us the result about 2 factor. Okay, each of them equals 0 and 4. It's meaning the vector AC. Okay, and in the example he want to find what? Vector CA, absolute value about CA. Okay, 2 plus 1 equal 3, understood, and 3 plus 1 equal 4, understood or not? Again, 2 and 3 plus C1 and 1. If we add them, the result will be 3 and 4, because they give us the vector AB and BC. If we add them, the result will be 3 and 4. But he asked about the magnitude about vector CA. We can change the sign here. It's meaning the vector AC. Then the vector about CA, we must change the sign about this example. Then the vector CA will be -3 and -4. We must change the two sign here, or the result will be equal about magnitude about CA. It's equal the magnitude about EC. Don't worry. Okay, about this example, the result will be exactly if you get a magnitude about CA, vector CA, or magnitude about vector EC. Square root about first power 2 and second projection power 2. We add them, the result will be 5. Okay, so the result will be 5. Question 28. If here f1 force 1 2 and 3 and vector f2 equal -3 and 1 and vector f3 equal -2 and 0, then r equal r is the total about force 1 and force 2 and force 3. We can add all them. Question 28. We can find vector r equal vector f1 vector f2 plus vector f3, and we add them. We can add 2 and 3 plus -3 and 1 plus negative 2 and 0. Then vector r will be 3 plus negative 3 plus negative 2. It will be what? 3 minus 3 equal negative 1. We can cancel first projection here, and the result will be negative 3. And 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 0 equal 4, negative 3 and 4. Then the magnitude about vector r, square root about first power 2 and second power 2 equal will be 5. The result will be 5. Okay, and then he asked about direction. We can find the direction about theta equal tan power negative 1, for the inverse about angle here, because tan theta equal y over x, 4 over negative 3. But the sign here in this example, y will be negative. In this example, its order, x and y, x will be negative, it will be negative here, and y positive. In the second projection, y is here, the sign negative and positive. In the second projection, second quadrant here, negative and positive. You can find the angles here, acute angle, and then you must subtract by 180 because this point lies in second quadrant. The point lies in second quadrant. So you can find the angle based on calculator. Shift tan 4 over 3. It will be what? 53 and 13 degree. Okay, and then you can subtract by 100, subtract from 180. Then theta will be 180 subtract by 53 and 13, 53 degree and 13 hundredth. Here it will be, by using calculator, 126 and 86.86. It's the result about this question. Okay, because the point lies in second quadrant. Second quadrant meaning 100 is subtract by theta to find angle. Question 29. If vector A equal 30 in direction E, vector B equal 10 in direction E, then vector AB equal space in direction E. Question 29, he asked about velocity. We know velocity about vector AB, it's meaning vector A subtract vector B. Okay, and vector AB, it will be 30 in direction E subtract 10 in direction E. It will be 20 in direction E. Question 30, the result will be 20, letter B. Okay, letter B about this example. Next question here, question 30. If a body is in equilibrium under the effect of the force F1, F2, F3, then A plus B equal. In this example, he asked about this word equilibrium. It's meaning F1 plus F2 plus F3 equals 0. Okay. Okay, question 30. We know vector R equal F1 plus F2 plus F3, and we can add all of them, A and 3 plus negative 3 and B plus 4 and 2 equals 0 and 0. Okay, then the first projection here will be equal 0. A minus 3 plus 4 equals 0. A minus 3 plus 4 equals 0, and 3 plus B plus 2 equals 0. A minus 3 plus 4, it will be A plus 1 equals 0, then A will be negative 1 and B will be negative 5. We get here A and B, and he tells us what is the result about A plus B. We can add the negative 1 to negative 5, the result will be equal negative 6. Okay, question here 30, the result will be negative 6. Choose letter B. Question 31. A car A moves in a straight road with velocity 60 km per hour. Another car B moves in the same road but in the opposite direction with a velocity 50 km per hour. then the magnitude of the relative velocity of the car A with respect of or to the car B is space kilometer per hour. Look at this word. In the opposite direction, it will be negative. Multiplication by negative equal positive. You know velocity about AB, you know, it's meaning velocity A subtract velocity B. But in this example, the next direction, we can change the sign here. So the velocity about AB equals 60 subtract negative 50 equals 60 plus 50 equal 110 in direction E. Okay, the result will 110 kilometer per hour. Question 32. In the opposite figure, vector AB plus vector AD equal AB, look at here, AB plus, where AB? Here, AB plus AD, AB plus AD, it's meaning twice AM or AC. AC equal what? Twice AM or twice MC. So we must choose twice AM. Choose letter A. Again, vector AD plus vector AB equal diagonal AC. Diagonal AC is twice AM. So the result will be twice AM. Okay. Question 33. In the opposite figure, FC vector FC equal FC. Look at here, F, where FC here twice about what? Twice ED. Again, FC twice ED. FC twice ED. Choose letter D. In the opposite figure, FA plus MD. Look at here. FA here. Vector FA plus vector MD equal what? We can move FA to MB. And the result will be what? FM. Result will be FM. Again, I will draw here to understand my students. Okay, such that this shape here, we have diagonal here, and they give us E, F, A, B, C, and D. He asked about what? Asked about vector FA plus vector what? MD, where the M, this point M. Okay, FA where this direction, and MD this direction. We can move about this direction here. We can move MD to AM. Look at here, FA plus AM, it will be FM. The direction about FM, about rule, about triangle. It's all about triangle. Okay, again, the direction vector FA plus AM equal FM. So the result will be vector FM. Letter A. Okay, next question 35. Vector AB equal 10 root 2 and 135 degree can be written in fundamental form as. Okay, question 35. We can write by in the fundamental form. First we can write x equal absolute value or magnitude 10 root 2 multiplication by cosine angle, cosine 135. Okay, and y equal magnitude here 10 root 2 multiplication by sine 135. The result will be cosine 135 equal what? Negative 1 over root 2 multiplication this number, it will be equal negative 10, and here such that the result equal negative 10. So vector AB equal negative 10 in direction I and 10 in direction J. Choose The result here, it's a negative, sorry, negative or positive? Sine 135, it will be positive because lies in the second quadrant. Sine 135, it will be positive, okay? Positive. Okay, it's true, positive, okay. Choose letter C. Question 36, tan theta multiplication cotan theta over 6 theta. We can write here tan theta multiplication by cotan theta over sec theta. We know tan multiplication cotan equal 1 over 6 theta. The inverse about sec, it will be cosine. The result will be cosine theta. Okay. Question, it was 36. Question 37, sine theta multiplication by cosine theta multiplication by tan theta. We know tan theta equal sine over cosine, so we must write here sine theta multiply cosine theta multiply sine theta over cosine theta, and you can cancel cosine by cosine. The result will be sine power 2 theta square sine theta. Okay, this is the result about question 37. Sine 90 subtract by theta multiply cosec 90 subtract by theta. We know sine 90 minus theta, it will be cosine theta, lies in the first quadrant, and cosec, it will be what? Converted to sec. Cosec 90 subtract by theta lies in the first quadrant, and the cosec will be converted to sec. And cosine theta multiplication by 6 theta equal 1 because cosine theta inverse about 6 theta. And the result will be 1. Question 39. Root 3 tan theta minus 1 equals 0, and theta belonging to the interval 0 and 180, then theta equal. We can solve this equation. Tan theta will be 1 over root 3, and we can write the angle by using calculator. Shift tan 1 over root 3, then theta will be equal 30 degree. Question 39 here. Okay, question 40. The general solution of the equation 2 cosine theta equal root 2, we must divide it by 2. Then cosine theta equal root 2 over 2. Root 2 over 2, it's meaning 1 over root 2. So theta will be 45 degree. But in this example, he asked about general formal. 45 equal by over 4. So the solution set, or the general solution about question number 40, theta will be 2 by r plus positive or negative, add or subtract by over 4. Okay, it's a general solve about this example. Okay, by over 4. It was question number 40. Question 41, in the opposite figure, x approximating the result about x. About question 41, we have here triangle. This angle was 56 degree. Okay, and you asked about this angle here. Give us this side length 8 centimeter, and you know tan theta, tan 56 opposite over adjacent equal 8 over x. Then x will be equal 8 over tan 56. Tan 56 by using calculator to find the result, it will be approximated. The result will be 5. Using calculator to find the result. Okay, the result will be 5 centimeter. Question 42 is the opposite figure. B approximates this angle B equal space degree here. Question 42, he asked about angle. We know adjacent hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse equal cosine. Okay, cosine theta. Yeah. Okay, cosine beta will be equal 5 over 13. We can find the angle B equal the inverse about cosine angle 5 over 13 equal 67 degree by the calculator. Okay, Question 43. The area of sector whose central angle is 30 degree and radius 10 centimeter equal space. Question 43. We know the rule equal half multiplication by radius power 2 multiplication 10 was the radius and 30 degree converted from 30 degree to radian. 30 divided by 180 multiplication by okay. To convert from degree to radian, you must use this rule because area equal half r power 2 multiply theta radian. Okay, you know, use the rule here, half multiplication r power 2 multiplication theta radian. So we must convert from 30 degree to radian, divided by 100, multiplication by pi, and the result by using calculator. You can find the result. It's very easy for you. Use a calculator to find the result. About 43 equal 25 over 3 by square centimeter. And question 44. Question 44 here. The area of sector whose arc length give us in this example the arc length 4 centimeter and radius 10 centimeter. You can use the second rule here. Equal half multiplication by the length of arc multiplication by the radius. Length of arc here 4 centimeter multiplication by the radius 10. The result will be 20 square centimeter. Question 45. The perimeter of the sector whose central angle is 2.4 radian and the radius 10 centimeter is asked about perimeter. We know the perimeter about the sector about the arc. We can add two radius here and add the length about arc to them. The result will be 2r multiply the length about arc. 2 multiplication by 10 equal 10. 2 times 10 equal 20. And the length about arc. Look at here, the arc here was 2.4 radian. It's what the central angle give us. The central angle here 2.4 radian. Okay, 2.4 here. It's the central angle. Okay, we can use the rule to find the result. Perimeter equal 2r plus l. Okay, but the length we haven't length here in the example, so we can find in the example here 45. He asked about give again كده the perimeter of the sector whose center angle is. He give us the perimeter. Okay. He give us the perimeter 2.5 radian and radius 10 centimeter. Whose central angle is. Okay, we can find the length by using rule. We know length equal theta radian multiplication by r. You know this rule or not? The length of arc equals theta radian multiplied by radius. Okay, we can find length about arc theta radian. He give us 2.4 and the radius was 10, so the length will be 24 centimeter. Is the length about this arc. Then you can find the perimeter. 2 multiplication by radius plus r. It's the perimeter about this sector. R plus L. We get length 24 centimeters. So the perimeter will be 2 multiplication by radius plus length 24. The result will be 20 plus 24 equal 44 centimeter. Okay, my students, again we know length about arc equal theta radian multiplication by radius, and the perimeter about this sector r plus L. The radius was 10 plus 10 20 plus 24 equal 44 centimeter. Next question here, question 46. The area of the segment whose central angle is 30 degree and the arc length 6 centimeter is. We know the area about segment equal half r power 2 multiplication by theta radian subtract sine theta. Half r power 2 multiplication theta radian subtract sine theta. It's all about what? Area about what? Central outline segment. About the segment. Okay. The area of the segment whose central angle is 30, and we asked about what? The area of segment. The area of segment, you must know the rule, half r power 2 multiplication theta radian subtract sine theta. Okay? Okay. He give us theta in degree. You must convert from degree to radian. And you can find the result because you give us the length of arc 6 centimeter. Okay? The length here was 6 centimeter. You must get the radius. Okay, theta radian, we know theta radian equal L over R. Okay, you must know this rule. Then he give us in the example the angle was 30. You must convert from radian from this angle 30 degree, from degree to what? To radian. 30, it's meaning 30 over 100 multiplication by pi. To convert this angle from degree to radian, you must divide it by 100 multiplication by pi. The result will be pi over 6. Okay, pi over 6. And you can find the radius. The radius equal length of arc divided by theta radian. Length of arc was what? Length of arc he give us in the example length 6 about the arc, and theta radian we get it by over 6. The result will be what? 36 over pi. 36 over pi here. 36 divided by pi, shift here, pi equal 11.45. Okay, 11.45. So the radius will be 11.45 centimeter. Okay, you get the radius. The radius equal length of arc divided theta radian, divided by theta radian. Theta radian here by over 6. We can divide them to find the result. About areas, area equal half multiplication by r power 2, 11.45 power 2, multiplication by theta radian subtract sine theta. Theta radian here, theta radian by over 6. Subtract sine 30, and you can get the result by using a calculator. It will be what? It will be 1.54 square centimeter. Okay, my students, understood? Question 47, it's the last one for me. Okay, and the next video I will complete with you, my students. Don't worry, I will complete all questions in the next video. The area of the segment whose chord length equal its radius length equal 8 centimeter is, we know r equal radius equal chord. Look at here, if we draw this sign equal this sign, this chord equal radius. He asked about the line segment chord equal its radius. It's meaning it will be equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle so the angle here equals 60 degree. Then the area will be equal half multiplication by 8 multiplication by 8 multiplication sine sine 60. Okay, and the result will be what? We can find the area about triangle and the area about sector and subtract about them, or you can find the area about this line segment in one step by using the rule, because 60 degree we can convert it from theta degree to radian. 60, it will be 60 over 100 multiplication by 60 degree equal by over 3 radian. We convert angle here to radian. 60 equal by over 3. Okay, we convert this angle here from degree to radian. Okay, and then we can find what? We can find the area by using the rule. Area equal half radius power 2, 8 power 2 multiplication theta radian by over 3 subtract sine 60. Okay, you can find the result in one step, or you can find the area about this sector by using the rule, and area about triangle and subtract of them, or using the rule in one step. Okay, the result will be by using calculator will be 5.3 79 square centimeter. Okay, my students, I will complete all questions in the next video. Thank you about watching the video, and you must solve what questions to be understood in genius in mathematics. Okay, goodbye.